On April 15, 1947, Jackie Robinson made his historic debut, and every year since 2004, MLB has dedicated today to him. It's a recognition of Robinson, but this year, it's also a reckoning of a disturbing trend. Jackie Robinson broke baseball's color barrier, but 75 years later, invisible barriers still exist. The pageantry of Jackie Robinson Day will be bigger than ever, according to Major League Baseball, but it comes with a catch. This year it comes with the context of some sobering statistics. The percentage of African-American players in the MLB is close to an all-time low. They made up just 7% of the player force on opening day in 2022. Dusty Baker and Dave Roberts are the only black managers across 30 teams.
The pitch from Acevedo.
There are only 2 black play-by-play broadcasters.
Down the line!
And Mariners lead man Dave Sims is the only on TV.
Every stop I've made in my career, I've been the Lone Ranger, the only black guy, a black American guy.
Sims is into his 17th season with Seattle. He's been around baseball his entire life, but says that's now the exception, not the rule.
I grew up in the 50s and 60s when there were waves of African American players coming along. The interest in the African American community was tremendous, and that's not the case now, and we're trying to get it back.
And by it, he means
getting the it factor, the wow factor back. The appeal of it, the sex appeal of it, the beauty, the grace, the mental acuity it takes to play this game.
He says the new rule changes will help, but baseball's problems might run deeper. Jackie Robinson ensured the sport would no longer be segregated by black and white, but today it's still separated by green.
You have to spend $500-600 just on equipment. If you want to play for a good travel ball team, that's an extra $100 every weekend playing a tournament.
J.P. Crawford says he experienced the exclusivity of baseball firsthand.
Not too many people are going to get the chance to play baseball coming out of that.
Sports-based youth development is underfunded, right? So unless you are part of the elite group of participation, that's where you're going to be able to have access.
Buki Gates has made it his mission to tackle this issue here in Seattle.
Outside, let it go outside and flow with the pitch.
He was raised in the Central District, played collegiately at Washington State, and is the founder of Baseball Beyond Borders.
Good, let's go.
A group that takes a racial equity strategy to bring baseball back to inner cities.
And it was a pain point that I experienced in my life trying to play baseball in the inner cities of Seattle, never having the opportunity to really play in my own community. Good job, Speedy.
Buki started in 2008 and initially planned on just offering a roof for training camps and clinics. It's grown to the point where he now oversees 7 teams.
We've definitely placed emphasis on the African-American baseball player, but not limited to.
Give me a target.
We wanted to create an inclusive environment that allowed our kids to experience it.
I was once a kid in their shoes, looking for someone to look up to that came from, my type of area.
Crawford is one of the success stories. His rise to Seattle's starting shortstop can be traced to a similar experience with the RBI program in Compton.
They flew us out to Florida. We got to play in the old Marlins Stadium for the championship, and we ended up winning, and it was one of the coolest things I've ever done.
On this Jackie Robinson Day, Crawford views his path as a call to action.
It kind of gives you the confidence you need to, okay, I can make it to the big leagues. Like, I can play here.
Sims wants to use his voice.
It's like anything in America, If you want notice, you got to bang the drum, you got to let people know about it.
And Gates wants to invest at the grassroots level.
It's really about reviving, right? This is concept of reviving, but also bringing reconciliation to the sport.
Each hoping to do their part to reverse a troubling trend. In Seattle, Jake Garcia, King 5 Sports. So at last year's World Series, there were no active African-American players on either team for the first time since 1950. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred was asked if he noticed that. He said it's hard not to. He said he hopes change happens soon. Live at T-Mobile Park, Jake Garcia, King 5 Sports.